to another Friday edition of the Erongo Talk. I'm your host and presenter, Lenandake Vonjo. Today we're joining you at the Swakopmund jetty, which is also one of the most center of attractions for the Swakopmund people. In today's news, we bring you groundbreaking ceremony of the new SME incubation area which took place in Walvis Bay Rural alongside the Okakarara Street. We also look at local news where we speak to Jaysil Coetzee, who specializes mostly in leather by making shoes, car furnitures, handbags for ladies. We also look at Stanley Dara, who is the CEO of the Fisheries Observer Agency, and he shares with us about what the agency is all about. In our interview segment, we'll be joined by Jaysil Coetzee, a young man from Swakopmund who is also an employee at the Food Lovers Market, and he shares with us about his creativity, how he makes all the beautiful little portraits and paintings, and it's also very quite interesting because people actually love this. So do stay, don't go anywhere. In our news for today, Chairperson of the Erongo Regional Council, Florian Donatus, placed strong emphasis on addressing youth unemployment. He stated that the development aims to empower SMEs, young people and business owners to seize new opportunities. Let's take a look.
We will not stop this with the construction of this SME park. Our aim is to have youth entrepreneurship and business incubation centers in all 7 constituencies of Erongo region. We will further be commended beyond the physical construction of the incubation center and pledged and support to every unemployed youth and SME training, mentorship, funding opportunity, exchange program, and critical partnership. So we are not just groundbreaking. We are making sure that we empower them, we give them necessary tools so that they do business in a conducive environment. And therefore, as in this juncture, calling upon private sector to partner with us. Let your corporate social responsibility budget translate into impactful, transformative projects. The Erongo Regional Council stands ready to engage you. Submit your proposal and let's walk this journey together. SME is the backbone of any nation. But we need business people to partner with us, more especially those that are doing mining, the fishing sector, and everybody to come on board and listen to us, because we are the ears and the eyes of the community. We know better, we understand the needs of our people, and then come together to us so that your corporate social responsibility becomes something meaningful, not just for the sake of giving, for the sake of us getting out of your face. You give us a package of sweets and sanitary pads and so on. I say this is going to be enough. We want business people, investors that are doing business in Erongo to come to the regional council so that we direct you, we point you to where the need is. And because the need is not necessarily only on school uniform, not only on stationery and school bags, not only on sanitary pads, but the need is that we have poverty, we have unemployment, and we have people without skills. We need to develop that aspect.
According to Stanley Dara from the Fishery Observer Agency, due to many fishing vessels pledging the marine resources, the Fisheries Minister recruited special fisheries inspector to control the marine conservations. Let's take a look.
I'll be very quick with the presentation. Okay, before I start the presentation proper, I think it's prudent and very important also to give a perspective on the history of the Fisheries Observer Agency before it was established in 2002. Right after independence, in 1991, the Ministry of Fisheries, as you know, of course, was established. Now, fisheries inspectors, we were called actually special fisheries inspectors, were recruited. I think around 250 of them were recruited because before independence and right after independence in Namibian waters, many fishing vessels were really pillaging our resources. There was no control in terms of marine resources conservation. And then the political principals, ministers back in the day, resorted then to recruit special fisheries observers, inspectors, my apology, to observe the handling, processing of marine resources, and then also collect scientific data. So these fisheries observers were then deployed on fishing vessels. That is before 2002. But now I would like to give the whole presentation dating from 1991 up to 2002 and up to where we are today. Our mandate, of course, our mandate stems from the provision of the Marine Resources Act 27 of 2000, which essentially has established the Fisheries Observer Agency. The powers or the jobs, or the job of the fisheries observers are enumerated under Section 7.1 of the same Act, but really for the benefit of the ministry, and I'll point out later what I mean by the benefit of the ministry. One of the primary goals of the Observer Agency is to provide appropriate expertise and facilities to train fisheries observers. So it's also our responsibility as management to ensure that fisheries observers get the right training and also the right facilities. And then, of course, fisheries observers also partake in activities. They are deployed both in Namibian waters and also outside Namibian waters. In other words, regional fisheries management organizations to which Namibia is party to. One example is the International Convention for the Conservation of Atlantic Tunas, that is ICAT, and then Southeast Atlantic Fisheries Organization. So it's not only in Namibian waters, we also deploy them outside Namibian waters. Our vision is to be a center of excellence and key contributor to the sustainable utilization of marine resources. Some of the objectives, we need to monitor compliance with regulations on commercial fishing vessels to ensure that regulations are adhered to. And then very important also, we need to collect scientific data. Why do we need to collect scientific data? This scientific data is forming very, very important variables in stock assessment. So this data is then given to the Department of Resource Management under the new Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Land Reform. And this essentially forms the basis on TACs and other variables with scientific data. Now, in terms of our funding model before 2014, the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources used to give a subsidy to the agency to sustain its operation. Apart from that, fishing industry used to be charged levies based on the qualifications of the fisheries observers grade 1, 2, and 3. However, in 2014, a new funding model was then implemented based on the landed mass, and it's 0.9% of the landed mass based on different species. But it's a formula I can also give you. So the reason why the Observer Agency opted for the new funding model is because the previous one was seen not to be sustainable. The problem now also, fast forward from 2014 to where we are today, is because the funding model that was perceived to be sustainable was not reviewed for more than 10 years. I mean, you would know what was the price of bread 10 years ago. It's no longer the same. We're talking about inflationary increases in terms of prices and commodities. So that's the challenge that we had, but I will also explain later.
In other news, we also speak to Jaysil Coetzee, who shares his journey with us about making shoes, handbags, and all other leather items. So let's take a look.
Joining us today is Mr. Jaysil Coetzee, who's also a shoemaker, and he shares his journey with us regarding his shoe business. Let's take a look. As I'm here, my name is Jaysil Coetzee, and I'm here, I make shoes to bring about shoes made for the feet. It depends on whether you want sandals, closed shoes, you choose the color. You can bring me a picture, I take the design from there. I make shoes, wallets, handbags for ladies, and belts. I started making shoes in 2007. The reason for making shoes is because it's easier for me to make shoes. Because with these times, there's the development. Even if you say you want to work, it's scary, it's a bit difficult. Even if there is work, but you have no knowledge of it, you won't follow it easily. Shoes is something I like. I remember when we go to school, in the afternoon, we did not have shoes when we spoke. With the schools in the morning, not all of us would go to school. And as growing up, when we knock off with our keys, I would make shoes from boxes. What is holding me is machines. I can find them where they come from. It's far, expensive, and money is what's blocking me. And if there's a Namibian that is willing to assist, because they say there is someone that can help. The need to help, so I go forward to make shoes. Whoever can help can contact me on 081 31 44 940
Swakopmund.
And that brings us to the end of our news for today. For more news headlines, visit our website at www.erongo.com.na. Next up is the interview with Jaysil Coetzee. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Jaysil, dit was nou baie interessant geweest om te sien wat jy gedoen het.
Yes, meneer.
Sê vir ons, hoe het jy begin om op hierdie tipe van winkels soos die een te teken?
Soos ek vroeër gesê het, ek het eers begin as 'n bakker, maar so het ek myself dan toe opgewerk en as signwriter. Dit is deur klein goedjies doen.
Ja.
En so later aan het hulle dit toe raak gesien, toe stuur hulle vir my vir 'n kort training. En wat ek teruggekom het, die kunswerk, soos die prentjies wat teken, dit is iets wat ek van my eie gehad het. Maar die bewoording en iets, dit is iets wat ek by geleer het. So alles is 'n learning process, but practice makes perfect. Dis hoe ek nou heidaglik hierso op hierdie current skill set is.
Excellent. Sê vir ons, wat inspireer jou om mense en tonele op cartoons as ware
Yes.
op hierdie goed te teken en die kos vas te maak?
Ek sal dan sê dit is die mense se reaksie op dit, van mense se blydskap wat hulle sien om hulle se klein goede te sien wat hulle lanklaas gesien het op die TV, soos Popeye wat ek ook al geteken het. Iemand kom loop en hy kom sien vir Popeye en dit is vir die mense interessant, en die lig wat daar uit die mense kom, die smile wat hulle vir my gee. Dit kos vir my meer as wat enige geld dit kon gegee dit.
Ja.
So, ek doen dit meer vir die blydskap en die genesing wat ek aan mense se siele kan doen en die goeie terugvoering. Dit motiveer vir my om nog beter te doen.
Nice. Wat Watter tipe terugvoer kry jy van mense wat jy teken?
Ek kry altyd net goeie terugvoering. Hulle kom altyd, my artist of my kunstenaar, Mr. Magic het ek ook al gekry. Ek het al verskillende noemname gekry.
Ja.
Maar hulle almal praat altyd net baie goeie dinge en hulle motiveer my altyd om aan te hou saam met my passie, en hulle sê vir my dat dit 'n goddelike talent is wat ek gegee was en ek moet dit gebruik, en dit is wat ek van plan is om te doen.
Wat ons is in 'n winkel.
Yes,
Dis 'n winkel waar mense kos koop.
yes,
Dis baie mense wat rondloop. Dis nie 'n kunsgalery nie.
yes.
Dis 'n gewone plek waar almal bymekaar kom.
Dit
Hoe
gee-
belangrik is daai gevoel of daai platform vir jou dat mense jou sien?
Dit is baie belangrik, van dit bedoel ek as mens, ek kan uitreik nie net deur om my werk te doen nie, maar ook om my kind sometime ook deur te stuur. En ek bedoel, as 'n kind kom instap, hy kom kyk nou soos die SpongeBob wat dit nou geteken het. 'n Kind sal sê, "Mami, kyk vir SpongeBob en vir Patrick." So sometime word my werk raak gesien en die company se werk word raak gesien, en ons albei groei dan saam in een.
Ja.
Yes.
Jaysil, laastens, wat is jou droom? Jy het gesê jy wil 'n vleenier word, maar
Yes.
okay, waar wil jy hê moet jou kind jou neem?
My kind soos nou huidiglik. Ek sal sê ek het een vriend gehad, hy is 'n musiekartist en sy naam was Picasso en hy het vir my gesê ja, hy is Picasso en ek is Leonardo da Vinci en 'n groot droom van my is as ek dalk moet verder bly in kuns en wil ek soos een van die famous mense soos Leonardo wil paint. Ek wil so kompleks paint dat dit nie net vir nou nie, maar vir generasies moet dit daar wees en dit moet genesing bring vir mense.
Ja.
Vir al die jare wat nog hier is, tot ek nie meer hier is nie. Presies dieselfde soos ons slogan ook hier ook by Food Lovers, it's all in the experience. So dit moet ook presies dieselfde wees in my kunswerk, whatever dit my vat in die lewe, moet dit alles wees die experience wat dit vir my kan vorentoe bring.
En
Die mense wat ek kan ontmoet, plekke wat ek kan sien, dit alles gaan gepaard in een.
En dit sal great wees soos wat die mense hulle appels en pere en piesangs en goed weet dat hulle vir jou sal kan onthou.
Dis die ding van hulle sal sê, ek het daar geloop, toe sien ek was SpongeBob, en as Jaysil SpongeBob, hoekom hierdie lemoen of hierdie pineappel nou in my huis is.
Excellent. Jaysil, alles van die beste man.
Baie dankie meneer.
Alright.
It's Friday, it's a weekend, and we've come to the end of our show for today. But do check out our social media pages on X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Also check out our TV channels at DSTV channel 285 and Go TV channel 25. For me and the rest of the Erongo team, it's goodbye.